Oh no, I forgot. How's it going, YouTube? It's been a full week. I haven't made anything. Well, that's not true. I filmed videos, just didn't edit any. So what is going on? We're gonna talk about that tonight, and anything you guys want to talk about as well. Give me just a couple minutes. I'm realizing that I need to turn the other light on. Hang on. Okay, that's a little bit better. Let me know how your week's going, how your weekend went. I'm like full on ready for the week ahead, and cannot wait to get it started. So many good things happening right now, and so much that I want to accomplish this week, and yeah, I can't wait to tell you all about it and see what we got going on. Let me pull up the video here. Okay. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button on the video, helps me out a little bit when it comes to the algorithm. Would appreciate that. Secret Ghost, never heard that name before, is first in the house tonight. Royal Homeschool Mom Blog is number 2. DCB 1973, third in the queue. Jean's in the house. Man, there's a bunch of people checking in right away. That's awesome. The Dog Gamer, definitely not first. Summer's in the house. Good to have you, Summer. Great to see you all today. Secret Ghost played hockey all weekend. That's pretty cool. Or do you play for? I think we might have talked about this before. Are you play for Armstrong, or like what age group do you play in? Ladislaw, I got pictures of this I just saw. Oh my goodness, just amazing. I'm gonna take your word for that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Definitely gonna take your word for it now. The Almighty Krat says, I need all the rules for that Smash tournament. Almighty Krat, what exactly are you looking for the rules? Once I know what you're asking, then might be able to help out. I'm not like the guy for that, but I can definitely send a message to the guy, and if we can get the answer for you on this live stream, I would love to do that. So let me know your actual question, and then I'll be happy to pass it along and see if we can get that answer for you. But those of you that don't know what we're talking about, Royal Family Kids Camp has a Smash Brothers tournament, which is a video game, coming up. Let's see, coming up real soon, actually, the 25th. So we're just a little less than 2 weeks away from that, and hoping to get a bunch of high school kids there. And yeah, it's all going towards a good cause. I do believe that it is. I know you said make sure it's similar to an actual competitive tournament. I believe it is very similar to those rules that you would see at any other normal tournament. But let me check with Tyler and see if he has anything he can give me over Facebook Messenger here. Sorry, I'm just typing the message. Okay. So, good service today, says Gene. It was fun. It was a little bit different. Today I didn't preach like a normal sermon. I kind of tried to preach a sermon and then also broke down how I would study for that sermon. And then it was about how to study your Bible, but I also tried to give a little, some different points on Philippians chapter 4, verses 4 through 8. So if you missed that, you can definitely check it out. Very fun. I enjoy I enjoy doing that kind of stuff. That's more of teaching. It's just fits my personality a little bit more. But that being said, I like to preach as well. So sorry, trying to fix my phone here. So yeah, let me just get into it. So a couple interesting things happened this week. Number one, I didn't put out any videos. So the reason that that happened, I was planning to do it, but it just got so crazy, and then I left for North Carolina, and I thought I was going to have more time in North Carolina, but I did not. I was down there for three different church conferences in the same week, and so it was very, very busy. And then all my days, I was thinking most of the days were like 9 to 4, but basically it was 9 to 4, and then dinner time, and then we'd have a night service, and wouldn't get done till like 9 o'clock. So every day was like 9 to 9, and then I was so like dead tired from driving. It took me a couple of days to catch up, and then there was like no time to actually catch up, and so I was just beat up the whole week. And I've done some form of public speaking for the last 5 days straight. No, sorry, I didn't do any yesterday. Yesterday I just hung out with the family all day, which was super awesome. And it's been very productive. I'm getting a lot done. I'm just not getting any videos done. So I have a backlog right now, 3 videos to edit. One of them is over halfway done. So it should be like a lot of content coming your way. I know I said that last week too. That was just my bad. But this week, truly, there's no major things in my way. And I'm just looking forward to kind of getting back into the regular routine. Also have some podcasts coming up as well. So been wanting to get back and doing the podcast. And now that we're in the new year and there's a lot of different things settling in from a political perspective, from just people's time frames, and so many things coming up. Man, well, I didn't tell you yet because I'll let you find out in the video. But we purchased another building, and then also we had another what do I call it? Development with the community garden. The borough decided they wanted to sell that property, and so I may make a video, see if we can do like a GoFundMe and see if we can come up with some money to purchase that property and keep the community garden going. There was a lot of support for it within the community, and maybe we can get people to kind of kick some money in and help out with purchasing it. I'm in a position I could put quite a bit towards it, and maybe I'll do like a match. Like if I put in $1,000, if I could get the community to match another $1,000, then we could get it going. But that'll come over the next couple of weeks probably, because basically those bids have to be in by the end of February. So if just like to take my time on that one, give it a good month beforehand. But even with a month lead time, I still have several weeks to get that together. So I won't dawdle on it, but that's something that I'm very excited about. I would just want to. I really hope we can keep that, because we had so much work put into that over the summertime, and we've improved it so much already. We have many more improvements on the way, but we're kind of like stalled. We're halfway to where we wanted to be, and so that's just where that stands. It's just an interesting development this week. It's also, I mean, it was just a big week in general while I was gone. We had the whole trial, big trial in town for Mr. Croyle, and that saga is finally over. Well, almost over. The sentencing still has to happen, but that was another like big breakthrough. We have East BRI Coffee that is like just a few weeks away from opening the coffee shop in downtown Kittanning. It's just a lot of good stuff. And then we have all this summer serve preparation happening as well at the same time. And we have this other building that we're going to transform right by the church. And so it's just a really, this is supposed to be a slow time of year, but it's not been slow at all. It's just been absolutely crazy. But it's so many good things. We've set up so many systems and processes at the church and at my office. This last month has just been massive reorganization of basically everything that I've been involved with. And but it's all coming together, and it's a beautiful thing that's happening right now. So very, very excited about that. Let's see here. The dog says, what is the podcast name? So the podcast is just the Greatest City in the World podcast. You can find it on pretty much any podcasting platform. And I also do video as well when I shoot it. So the podcast will show up on the podcast platform, but it'll also show up on this YouTube channel when it's completed. So hoping to film at least one this week and hopefully a couple over the next couple weeks. Try to get back in the groove on that. I like the podcast because they're just packed with information, and then at the same time, it's simple to edit too. So it gives me a little break while I can get other things going. Not too many here tonight though. There was a lot of you came in real quick, but then we've kind of trailed off a little bit. That's okay. What I might do is just cut this one a little bit short, but I'll answer all the questions before I go for sure. Unless you guys have other stuff you want to talk about, then please, let me know. Gene's heading out. Have a good night, Gene. Good to see you. Summer says, what's the price of the land? I don't know if there's a minimum bid yet, but it is just a bidding process, so there's no set price. Sometimes they do set a minimum bid on those kinds of things, but I know last time they sold it, I believe the minimum bid was $5,000. This time, I know it's going to be less than that. So, like to get a little bit over the minimum bid, but we talked from, I won't get into all the details right now, but yeah, there's some money available, both in my own pocket and from some other sources, and so hopefully we can pool it together into one bid and really save that thing for the community, because I know it's only going to get better year over year, and it's going to be such a blessing once it gets. We're in the establishment phase right now, but it's going to get better and better over the next few years until we really have a fantastic system that's going to be working on that property. Just to think of all the food that we pulled out of there this year is astonishing. I mean, we're talking, it had to be a couple 100 pounds at the very minimum. We had people at the end taking bags of tomatoes out of there. Like, I'm talking full grocery bags full of tomatoes to make sauce and do all that kind of stuff because we were trying to get it out before the frost. But it was way, way beyond our expectations for the first year. The dog's heading out. Good to have you, man. Hopefully you have a great evening and a great week at school. Meatloaf, what are you doing? Change the topic. Anyway, I will. Summer says, I just did a big pan of okra from the garden. You still doing okra? Do you freeze it? How do you prep it when you freeze it? Like, do you cut it up and blanch it and then freeze it like a kind of a normal green vegetable, or is there some other process? Now I'm curious. Because when I got all the okra from there, I was like racing to eat it all, and I was the only one in my family that liked it. At least right now. But yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it. It's a whole different experience from just about any other vegetable I've ever had. It has like that kind of has a crunch to it, but then at the same time, it was like. I don't know, it has that kind of like sliminess to it, which I think turns a lot of people off. But for me, we ate some of it fried, and then I did some in like a stir fry, and then I did some just like fried in oil, and I'd eat it with eggs and different things like that. But I thought it was a great addition to just about everything. I really enjoyed it, just about every way but fresh. I don't think it's meant to be eaten fresh. I think it's meant to be cooked, but. Fresh, it wasn't great. He said whole or cut up, but do you freeze it, and do you have to blanch it first, or do you just throw it in the freezer? I'm assuming you froze it. Yeah, see, Summer, I didn't know any of these things. I didn't know I had to cook it. So the only okra I had ever had prior to this summer was in Oklahoma City. They have like a barbecue place there, and one of the sides was fried okra, and I would just order that just to try something new. But I really enjoyed it while I was there. So don't blanch it; just throw it in the freezer. That's amazing. So that's a great uh, homestead vegetable. Then I need to grow that at my house. If you can just throw it right in the freezer, that's amazing. I guess I'd probably cut it up first though, just to save space because my freezer is always full of vegetables when it comes to the end of summertime. But I guess you could pickle it too. I've heard of a lot of people pickling okra. Maybe I would actually like that better than a cucumber because it's a little crispier than a cucumber is. Hmm. Got my wheels turning now. I'm gonna plant okra in my garden this year. I'm sure of it. A couple of them went bad before I got to them, so I cut them open and gave them to the chickens too. Even the chickens liked the okra. They were all about it. Um, so yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna cut it a little bit short tonight. I'm going to hopefully finish this video tonight. I have this kind of backlog, like I said, that I'm working through. So I'd love to finish this one. It's all the way from Christmas. That's how far behind I am. So like Christmas was 19 days ago, and I still have to edit this video. So I have a Christmas one, I have a New Year's one, and then I have one that I filmed right before I left last week. And so gonna get all those out this week for sure, and then hopefully we'll have a podcast for you on Monday, and we'll be back on track. And I'd love to get back to making 3-4 videos a week because that's when I feel most productive. And right now there was a little while where there wasn't as much going on just due to the holidays, but now I'm pretty confident that I could take it to the next level. And there's a lot to give you updates on frequently. And honestly, I just want to get back to doing some family videos too. Um, I've been really struggling with that for quite a while on like, do I do family stuff or do I just stick with Kittanning stuff? My Kittanning stuff always gets better views, but I think the family stuff is just so important to me as far as like lighting my creative fire. Like if I just make it all about businessy kind of stuff, then I don't want to make as many videos, and I don't want that to be the case. So I got to keep my own creative fire lit too, is what I think I'm realizing. So I'm gonna take that to heart, my own advice, and we'll get that going coming up this week. Judy says, "See, the property is for sale." Yes, we're gonna make a run at that, Judy. So definitely. Summer enjoys the mix of videos. See, I think most people enjoy the mix, but every once in a while, I get feedback one way or the other that people would rather me just do homestead stuff, or most people just want me to do Kittanning stuff when I get that feedback. But I think for the most part, those people are just kind of like the squeaky wheel, and the channel's in good health when I just make what I want to make. I think that's when I'm at my most creative, and that's when I make better videos, is when I just go have fun, do what I want to do. So I'm gonna go back to that, and yeah. But first, I got to get caught up because I don't want to get the backlog too far. So I'm gonna focus on that for the rest of the evening. I hope you guys have a good evening, and I hope you had a great weekend. Royal Homeschool says, "I love seeing your family in your videos." Thank you, I appreciate that. I like seeing your family too, although I haven't seen a video from you guys in a while. So maybe we can both spur each other on. But I hope you all have a great weekend, or what's left of it. Hope you have a great week ahead, and be watching out for more videos coming very, very soon. Love you all. Have a great night. Talk to you later.